What if I told you that there are tiny, crystal-like stones silently forming inside millions of people right now, and most of them don't even realize it? What if I also told you that everything from how you drink water to what you eat, how stressed you are, and how you move daily could be the difference between having severe, debilitating kidney stones or never getting one in your life? Today we're going to explore the real causes of kidney stones, the biological, dietary, and lifestyle triggers. Plus, what could happen if you spent 30 days actively avoiding them? Not luck, not guessing. Science-backed, practical, daily changes that could transform your risk profile. Imagine going a whole month and longer without the pain, the fear of surgery, the constant worry about your kidneys. What if those 30 days could set you up for a lifetime of healthier kidneys? That's exactly what we're going to unpack. Kidney stones are not random. They are the end result of several processes in the body that, when out of balance, allow microscopic crystals to form and grow. First, to understand what causes kidney stones, we need to understand what they actually are. Your kidneys are remarkable organs. They filter waste products out of your blood, regulate electrolytes, balance fluid levels, and help produce hormones that control blood pressure and bone health. When everything is working well, your kidneys keep your internal environment stable. But when certain substances in your urine become too concentrated, especially calcium, oxalate, and uric acid, crystals can begin to form. Over time, these crystals can stick together and grow, sometimes becoming as large as a golf ball in extreme cases. And when they move down the urinary tract, they can cause excruciating pain, nausea, and sometimes infection or permanent kidney damage. So what triggers this imbalance? 1. Dehydration, the most common cause. Let's start with the most common root cause: not drinking enough water. Water dilutes the substances in your urine that lead to stones. When you don't drink enough fluids, especially water, your urine becomes concentrated. When urine is concentrated, minerals like calcium and oxalate can clump together more easily, forming crystals. Over time, these crystals build into stones. Studies show that inadequate fluid intake is one of the strongest risk factors for kidney stones. People who produce less than 1 liter of urine per day have a significantly higher risk of stones than those producing 2 liters or more. In other words, something as simple as water, or the lack of it, is often the first domino that starts the entire process. Now imagine if you increased your water intake dramatically for 30 days. Not just try to drink more water, but enough so that you're producing clear, pale urine throughout the day. That's a scientific intervention, not a guess. In many clinical trials, people who consistently drink sufficient amounts of water reduce their risk of stone recurrence by up to 50% or more. But water alone isn't the whole story. 2. Diet. What you eat matters more than you think. Many people assume that kidney stones are caused solely by eating foods high in calcium, but that's a myth. In fact, dietary calcium does not increase your risk of stones, and low calcium diets can actually increase it. Instead, the real dietary culprits are high sodium, salt intake, excessive animal protein, high oxalate foods combined with low calcium intake, sugary drinks and high fructose corn syrup. Let's break these down. High sodium. How salt ruins your kidneys. Salt doesn't just affect blood pressure, it also affects how your kidneys handle calcium. When you eat too much sodium, your kidneys excrete more calcium into your urine. More calcium in the urine means more potential for calcium oxalate stones, the most common type. One study showed that people who ate a high-sodium diet had significantly higher levels of calcium in their urine, which correlates with higher stone formation risk. Reducing sodium isn't just a suggestion, it's a direct intervention. By cutting back on salt, especially processed and restaurant foods, you reduce urinary calcium levels, which means fewer building blocks for stone formation. Animal protein. Too much can hurt. Animal proteins like red meat, poultry, and eggs increase the amount of uric acid in your urine. Uric acid is another stone-forming compound. Excessive animal protein intake can also reduce citrate, a natural inhibitor that prevents crystals from forming. The result? A double whammy: more stone-forming compounds and fewer protective factors. In contrast, plant-based proteins like beans, lentils, and tofu do not have these effects. A diet higher in plant proteins and lower in animal proteins has been associated with lower stone risk in multiple studies. This doesn't necessarily mean becoming vegan, but it does mean rethinking how much animal protein you eat daily. Oxalate, the hidden danger in everyday foods. Some foods are naturally high in oxalate, a chemical that binds with calcium to form stones. Examples include spinach, beets, nuts, chocolate, tea, sweet potatoes. That doesn't mean you must never eat these foods, but eating them in combination with inadequate calcium can be a problem. Here's the nuance. Dietary calcium binds to oxalate in the gut and prevents it from being absorbed. So paradoxically, eating enough calcium with your meals can actually reduce stone risk. Low calcium diets increase oxalate absorption, which increases urinary oxalate, a major risk factor. So the key isn't avoid oxalates, it's balance oxalates with calcium in your meals. Sugary drinks and fructose, metabolic triggers. Sugary beverages, especially soda and sweetened fruit drinks, have been linked to increased stone risk. Fructose, a sugar found in many processed foods, increases urinary calcium, oxalate, and uric acid. In one large population study, people who drank more soft drinks had a higher incidence of kidney stones than those who drank water. Switching to water or unsweetened beverages is one of the most effective dietary changes you can make. 3. Body weight and metabolic health. The invisible risk. Kidney stone risk isn't just about specific foods. It's also influenced by your overall metabolic health. Obesity, insulin resistance, and metabolic syndrome all correlate with higher stone risk. These conditions alter how your kidneys handle minerals and acid, increasing stone-forming compounds in urine. This is why people with type 2 diabetes are at higher risk. Blood sugar dysregulation affects kidney function and urinary chemistry. If avoiding stones is your goal, improving metabolic health through diet, movement, and weight management matters just as much as avoiding specific foods. 4. Gut health and oxalate absorption. Emerging research reveals that your gut microbiome, the bacteria in your digestive tract, influences how much oxalate you absorb from food. Certain bacteria, like Oxalobacter formigenes, break down oxalate in the gut, preventing absorption. People who lack these bacteria absorb more oxalate, increasing urinary oxalate and stone risk. So gut health isn't a trendy term. It's a biological factor that can influence kidney stone formation. Probiotics, fiber, fermented foods, and a diverse plant-based diet can foster a healthier microbiome, one that may help reduce oxalate absorption. 5. Medications and medical conditions. Certain medications like topiramate, loop diuretics, and some antiviral drugs can increase stone risk. Medical conditions like hyperparathyroidism, gout, and certain genetic disorders also predispose individuals to stones. This means that even perfect hydration and diet may not eliminate risk entirely for everyone, but lifestyle still plays a massive role. Now let's talk about the 30-day experiment. What happens if you actively avoid kidney stones for 30 days using science-driven interventions? Here's what a targeted daily plan could do. Day 1 to 7. Hydration reset. Aim for at least 2.5 to 3 liters of water per day. Check your urine. Pale or clear is good. Dark yellow is a sign you need more water. Spread water intake throughout the day. Don't chug only at night. By day 7, your urinary concentration will be significantly lower, reducing the raw materials for stone formation. Hydration alone has been shown to halve stone recurrence risk in clinical trials. Day 8 to 14. Sodium and sugar reduction. Eliminate processed foods and fast food. Cook at home with minimal salt. Avoid sugary beverages completely. By reducing sodium, your kidney will excrete far less calcium into the urine, lowering a major driver of stones. Eliminating sugary drinks cuts out excess fructose, which drives urinary mineral imbalance. Day 15 to 21. Protein balancing and oxalate management. Shift towards more plant proteins, beans, lentils, tofu. When eating high oxalate foods, include a calcium source like yogurt, cheese, or a calcium-fortified plant drink. By doing this, you're lowering uric acid and oxalate load, while ensuring calcium binds oxalate in the gut, preventing absorption. Day 22 to 30. Movement and metabolic support. Daily movement, especially walking 30 to 60 minutes, improves metabolic health and insulin sensitivity. Better metabolic health improves how your kidneys handle minerals and acid, reducing stone risk. Add fruits, vegetables, and fiber to support your microbiome. A healthy gut helps reduce oxalate absorption. What you might notice after 30 days. Increased urine volume. Clearer urine color. Less frequent urinary discomfort. Improved digestion. More stable energy levels. Even though stones may not physically disappear in 30 days, the biochemical environment that forms stones changes dramatically, making it far less likely for stones to form or grow. What happens after 30 days? After following these guidelines for 30 days, you may notice several changes in your body. Not only will you have a decreased risk of developing kidney stones, but you may feel healthier overall. Your kidneys will be functioning more efficiently, and the habits you've adopted will set you up for a much better future when it comes to kidney health. Here's what you can expect after a full month of focusing on hydration, diet, exercise, and avoiding stone-forming triggers. 1. Improved kidney function. As you increased your water intake, your kidneys became more efficient at flushing out waste and excess minerals. This can lower your risk of developing kidney stones, as more frequent urination helps dilute the concentration of substances that form stones. By consuming more water consistently, you help to prevent those minerals from becoming concentrated enough to form solid crystals. 2. Lowered risk of stone formation. Since you reduced sodium, eliminated sugary drinks, and balanced protein intake, you've made it harder for stones to form. Reducing sodium helps decrease calcium excretion in urine, while limiting fructose eliminates excess oxalate and uric acid. These actions directly prevent the buildup of minerals that would otherwise form crystals. 3. Healthier gut and reduced oxalate absorption. By shifting to a more plant-based diet and including more fiber, you supported your gut microbiome. A healthy gut can help reduce oxalate absorption, thus lowering the chance of oxalate-based kidney stones forming. Foods like yogurt and leafy greens, rich in calcium, also played a role in ensuring that oxalates didn't get absorbed into the bloodstream and find their way to the kidneys. 4. Weight loss and better metabolism. In addition to eating healthier, if you incorporated consistent movement, you likely saw improvements in weight management and overall metabolism. Exercise not only helps maintain healthy body weight, but it also positively impacts the way your kidneys handle minerals and regulates their function. 5. Decreased pain and discomfort. If you were someone who experienced frequent urinary discomfort or mild kidney pain before, you may notice that these symptoms have lessened or disappeared entirely. By drinking more water and eliminating stone-forming foods, you've reduced the chances of having those tiny crystals move through your urinary tract and causing pain. Long-term impact: a healthier kidney future. While 30 days is just the beginning, the habits you've adopted during this time can lead to lasting benefits for your kidney health. Here's how you can sustain these habits for the long haul. Stay hydrated. Continue drinking plenty of water daily, especially during hot weather or after exercise. Maintain a balanced diet. Keep the focus on reducing sodium, eating more plant proteins, and avoiding excess animal protein. Keep exercising. Regular physical activity will support your metabolism and help manage weight, which lowers stone risk. Monitor kidney health. Periodically check in with your healthcare provider to monitor your kidney function and ensure everything is working properly. By maintaining these changes over the long term, you will reduce your risk of kidney stones and improve your overall kidney function, possibly for the rest of your life. Can you avoid kidney stones for life? Kidney stones may seem like an unavoidable part of life, but with the right diet, hydration, and lifestyle habits, you can significantly reduce your chances of developing them. By making simple, science-backed changes to your daily routine, like drinking more water, reducing your sodium intake, and balancing protein sources, you can not only avoid kidney stones, but also improve your overall health and well-being. If you've been struggling with kidney stones or simply want to prevent them, take action now. Start today with these simple steps. Your kidneys will thank you for it. Remember, the power to avoid kidney stones is in your hands, and it starts with just a few changes, ones that are backed by science, that are easy to implement, and that can lead to a lifetime of better health. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who may be at risk of kidney stones. Drop a comment below with any tips you've used to avoid kidney stones, and let's continue this conversation to help others improve their kidney health. Stay hydrated, stay healthy, and take care of your kidneys.